Hey, welcome back to the podcast, Evil Dungeon Master Universe Podcast. I am your host, Evil Dungeon Master Vince. Hopefully you're doing well. It's Thursday. I know I had set up a schedule for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but my whole week has been thrown off by all this work that we had. So I had to push the shows over a day. So I'm probably only going to be able to do 2 this week. I'll try to do a third one on Friday as usual. Who knows? Anyway, ask the DM at theevildm.com is my email address, and theevildm.com is my website. You can, what else can you do? You can also click follow or subscribe or like the video if you enjoy the video. Or in the comments, tell me what you think. I'd like to hear feedback and things like that, and how you would use certain creatures or items I talk about on the show. That's what it's all about. Communicating back and forth in the hobby, sharing ideas so we can all have fun in our games. Remember, this is a hobby that we do for fun. Role playing games are for escape from the real world for a short time, just to have a little fun. So that's why I continue to do these things even to this day. I enjoy it because D&D or whatever role playing game is a great escape. Anyway, so I was talking on X to a few people, and they mentioned that with my Medusa episode, I mentioned a Gorgon. And I was like, yeah, that's basically what a Medusa is. And there's the three sisters, and Gorgons are. But they're like, did you check? Do you remember that the Gorgon in the monster manual is not the normal typical Gorgon? I'm like, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I had to flip open the book because I was like, am I wrong? Are they just trying to screw with me? So I opened up the book, and yeah, they were right. They didn't screw with me. My memory was zapped from it. Page 49 of the monster manual, the first monster manual, they have a Gorgon in here, and it's not the typical Gorgon that you would define as a Medusa or the Greek mythology. It is actually like a bull-like creature, and they're rare appearing. There's 1 to 4 of them at once. Armor class is 2, movement is 12 inches, hit dice is 8, 40% chance in its lair. Let's see, number of attacks 1, damage is a 2 to 12, so 2d6, and it has a breath weapon that turns people to stone. So it doesn't have a gaze like a Gorgon or a Medusa has. It basically breathes this, I don't know, whatever, smoke, mist out, and you could turn to stone if you breathe it in or in it. It doesn't say breathe it in, it just says if you're in it. So those people that say, I'm just going to cover my mouth or I'll hold my breath, no, doesn't work. No special defenses, no magic resistance. Intelligence is animal. Mm, I would think these creatures are a little bit more intelligent than animal, but you can, if you're the DM, I would probably give them a little bit more intelligence than animal, or the higher end of animal, kind of like a hunter or a cat or something, maybe even a dog. That type of animal intelligence, something that's really smart, like a horse or something. Fuck's sake, even a cat who's brilliant and they just want to be an asshole have more intelligence. So their alignment is neutral. So they're not really, tendency to go out there and do evil acts or even good acts for that matter. They just attack and defend. Their size is considered large. So if you're a halfling or something or a gnome, you get that extra bonus because you're small. But Gorgons are bull-like creatures with thick metal scales. Metal scales. They prefer the fastness of a wilderness or the dreary caves. I'm sorry, the dreary caverns for habitation. A Gorgon is able to breathe out a cloud of noxious vapors, which will turn any creature to stone unless they make the appropriate saving throw. So that's the part I was talking about. They shoot out this noxious vapors. Now, it's noxious vapors. That to me tells me that it could be breathable only, but the noxious vapors could affect your skin as well, so that's why the saving throw. It really depends on how you want to word that, or you want to interpret that wording. To me, you have to be in the cloud. Just like if you were in a lab and you were mixing chemicals, yeah, sure, the chemicals could be affected. You're wearing a mask so you don't breathe it in, but there's also a reason why you wear gloves or protective clothing so it doesn't burn your skin or something. So this noxious vapors can affect your skin too. The breath shoots out forth in a truncated cone shape, a half-inch diameter at the beast's mouth and 6 inches in length, so about 60 feet, to an end diameter of about 20 feet or 2 inches. So it's perfect for a dungeon. You can see it's old school D&D here. They're using indoor old school D&D measurements here for a wargaming type thing. A Gorgon is able to use such breath weapon 4 times a day. Gorgons will always use this form of attack and prefer other sorts of attacks. The awareness of Gorgons extends into the astral and ethereal planes, so do the effects of their breath weapon. Breath weapon. I said breath weapon. But yeah, these creatures are not something to mess with. And with a hit dice of 8 and their ability, I wouldn't be throwing this at a low level party. Though you could throw it at a low level party and they could be smart enough to run because remember, you're not superheroes. So running is the best option in most situations. But you can have this Gorgon be the ultimate like thing up in the mountain cave system that every once in a while comes out and wreaks havoc or something because it's looking for food and whatever else. And it could be part of like a legend in your campaign town about the bull creature that comes down from the mountain and turns people to stone, things like that. And then you can leave like signs of the creature along the way of like you can see that there's a couple stone statues as you get further up to the mountain when you're going to his lair of people being turned to stone. And maybe the legend goes so far as to saying if you defeat the creature, all the people that were turned to stone go back to normal. Or maybe there's some type of device in his cave that you can find, a magical item that'll turn everybody back to normal. It's some type of curse. You could do it like that and make it into some scary legend for your campaign and have fun doing it. I always like doing it with like a cursed item or something, so they have something to quest for. They can get the item, but also help out at the same time. Uh, you could throw them into the cave system and have the Gorgon hunting them while they're running away or trying to get around. Because I when I see this creature, obviously it looks like a minotaur because right off the bat it's not, but it's it's got that look of a minotaur itself. It also looks like a bull as far as just a bull standing on its hind legs, but I'm assuming that it walks around like that. Yeah, I would think so. Now, so if there's multiple Gorgons and they're breathing, do the breath weapon affect each other? I don't know. I'm just looking at the picture and thinking about that right now. Like if one Gorgon's in like the north tunnel and then there's one in the south tunnel and they're surrounding the party, but they breathe together at the same time, do they affect one another? Because it doesn't say it doesn't. And a lot of the D&D spells and things like that do affect party members when you cast it into a certain area. So I would think that a Gorgon breathing into another area of a Gorgon, he would be affected by it and maybe turn his partner into stone by accident. It's like, whoa, sorry, Bob, I turned you into stone. What are we gonna do? Oh well, something stupid like that. But I like the ability that it extends into the astral and ethereal planes. Like, what is this creature doing? How does this creature travel from one plane to the other? It doesn't really say, but I like the idea that it could exist on other planes. And maybe the creature, maybe the creature has a way of like opening up a portal and he can go into the other planes to just, I don't know, dance or whatever he wants to do, hunt. I like the idea, but this isn't your typical Gorgon. I forgot about it completely. I mean, I've been playing this for what, since 84, 85. So a lot of the creatures I forget about. And I forgot that this Gorgon is not the typical Gorgon that you know from Greek mythology. Uh, I just thought it was interesting when people pointed that out to me. So I thank those people on X that were talking about that and saying how this creature was not your typical Gorgon. I don't know. Tell me what you think about it. I like the picture of the Gorgon that they have here, so I'll probably include that in my thumbnail for the show because I like the bull-like creature and I like that art. I love the art of these old school line art stuff like that. Anyway, I'm gonna head out. Hopefully you have a great day. Remember, you can support me by going to ko-fi.com/evilDM or joining my YouTube channel for 99 cents a month, or you can actually support me on Spotify too, I believe, for 99 cents. With that said, I'm going to head out. Keep it original, keep it old school. Good night. God bless, and keep those AD&D fires lit. Good night.